Well, I'm going to be amazed if this works because I've got so much technology happening right now. What I want to talk about, besides the fact that ramen is your friend, there were technical issues. I couldn't present the ramen to you today, so I had to eat it. Couple things I want to go over today. Welcome to the channel. It's Aaron Seckman here, and couple pieces of gear that I'm finding very useful, as well as sort of a technique of that could help you learn slash produce, mix, hear things good. So what I have set up right now is I have my Logic session using its normal setup for me, but I have this piece of software called Airfoil, which has been out for a while now. I think I got it in like 2020, 2021, something like that. Maybe $20 or something. I don't know. But it allows you to connect over Bluetooth, I think, or Wi-Fi, or both. I forget which. I use Wi-Fi because my old Mac doesn't have Bluetooth, actually. So it may not be as useful for you if you have Bluetooth, but what it does is it connects to your phone the audio coming out of your computer. So if you want to hear stuff on your phone, it's really good for that because, you know, you want it to sound good on your phone. So there's that. But that's part of a whole nother thing, which is listening on little Bluetooth speakers, right? Lots of these available on the market. I have two here that are mono, and they have different frequency responses, so they're good as far as, you know, having different references that way. They are both mono. I used to have a stereo one. I'm not sure where it's at. So there's that. So what I wanted to show you, so I've been doing a lot of research in the last 24 hours on mixing the mids, and I've had this other plugin for quite some time, which you may have heard of. It's called ISOL8, ISOL8, and it allows you to select 4 different bands or frequency ranges, so X1, X2, X3, X4, and you set the boundaries of those. So everything below a certain frequency is X1, and then between that and the next one up, etc. So you can listen in different ways. You can listen to you can mute the high frequencies. You can solo same difference. You can solo the ranges. And so what I'm doing is I have one set up on my mix and one set up on a reference track. And what I found is, because I've mixed this to death basically, but what I wanted to do is go in and listen to just the mids, and put this plugin on and mix on my stem buses. So I have all my groups going to a stem, and that is basically sort of the end of the line before the mix bus. So what I did was I put, this is the other thing that I'm learning about, is EQing the sides and mid separately, right? Known about this for a long time. I never really got that deep into it, but listening to these mono speakers, I'm like, my mix is just not acceptable in mono, so I had to go in and start learning more about that. So what I've set up on my tracks is I have 2 EQs, one for the mid, one for the side, on each of my stems. You can see here it says side only here in this menu. Side, you can pick side, mid. See, I told you ramen was good. I'm burping. Yeah, you can pick what you're EQing, basically. You can EQ the left only, the right only. It did defaults to stereo, so that was what I was doing normally. But now what I'm doing on the auxes, on the stem auxes, is I'm specifically making this part of my process where I'm listening in mono and making changes so the mix sounds acceptable coming out of one of these little speakers. So that's the second major thing. And what I wanted to show you as well is kind of how I'm using the reference with these plugins here. So I've got a track by New Order called, I think it's called Touched by the Hand of God. And we'll listen, and what I'm doing is I'm, with the plugin on, listening to my reference, then going to my mix, and basically saying if I were just balancing this in the mids using EQ, and I'm not just doing the mid or side, I'm also doing the stereo EQ. It's kind of a separate process. But if I was going to just use EQ to make my mix closer to my reference, what frequency would I grab? And would I, go up or down? What was my mix missing that the reference track has? So I picked this track from New Order because it's got a lot of the sort of clutter and energy that I want my track to have, or that my track kind of does have. But I'm trying to bring out the right frequencies so that it kind of sounds similar in terms of its energy and character. So we could listen to a snippet of the reference with the plugin engaged. Okay, so I could show you, I mean, these are just EQs, right? So what I was doing is kind of listening for different parts of the mix. For instance, listening to the percussion on their track versus mine, and just looking for the frequencies that really bring that element of the mix out and boosting them. Or if something's like way too much, bringing it down.
Down and all alone with every feeling that I own, you can't take that away. And with you always want to never be alone. You always want to never be alone. You always want to never be alone.
So I think there's definitely a difference right now in the low mids, or sorry, yeah, low mids, um, slash mids. Like I'm not feeling the warmth in there in my track. So let me see if I can do something about that. Meh? Eh?
I've never looked at you in a sexual way in my life. I was standing by the ocean when I saw your face. I couldn't look at you. I couldn't look at you. I guess you knew it, but I never realized that we were through. Paid attention to silence, you realize something to prove. I wanna tell you, baby, but it can't make sense to you. You look for the one, and I found one but you. You always want to never be alone. You always want to. I was standing by the ocean when I saw your face. I couldn't look. I wanted to, because everything I own, it belongs to you.
So there's a little messing around with the low end for the most part. Low mids, I guess, really, because that's kind of what we were listening to. Ended up changing the bass and the guitars just a smidge, and you can tell how just a little change makes, well, what seems like a little change in terms of numbers actually translates audibly to quite a bit of change. This plugin ISOL8's free. It's super useful for this. You can, really focus in on a frequency range and sort of mix to that range. Especially useful like this for comparing your reference mix to your mix and trying to get the same sort of feeling out of that particular range. So I hope that's helpful, and check the links in the description if you want to support the channel. See you next time.